Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Megan.
What's up?
Brooke said she will be here next week, so hold her to that. That's what she said. I have written text. But if you're new here, welcome in. We are going to be recapping week 1 of NCAA women's college basketball. We do this every single week. We basically recap upsets, and any just like big matchups, and basically the ones in the AP top 25, basically. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We're here with you every single week for recaps. Follow us on all social media at the Brooks Bench, and also join our Discord, link in the description for daily updates. So starting it off, we will start with news. News is slim this week. Not a lot of crazy things happened. Ashlyn Watkins for South Carolina, her charges have been dismissed. She is now back with the team. I know Dawn said she was going to be eased into, rotation and starting for the Gamecocks. So it's good. I'm glad she's back. And hopefully all this can be put behind her, right? In the last 15 years, Juju Watkins is the only Power 5 guard to record 25 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, 5 plus blocks in a women's college basketball game. Basically just starting off right where she left off from last year, right? Also, she is on track to become the fastest Power 5 women's college basketball player to reach 1,000 collegiate points. She's projected for 37 games, beating out Caitlin Clark, who took 40 games. Kelsey Mitchell took 41 games, and Kendi Carter took 44 games. I think we're right. She has a shot to beat, all-time scoring record. It's going to be
Yeah.
crazy. It's going to be crazy if we can see it like really like that soon within like a 4-year time span, right?
Yeah.
Because we had to wait so long, between Kelsey Plum and then Caitlin Clark. So it'll be cool. One standout performance I did want to mention, Olivia Miles. She recorded her 4th triple-double of her collegiate career. She's the first player in ACC history to have a triple-double in 3 different seasons. And she's the only NBA, WNBA, or D1 men's or women's player in the last 25 years to miss an entire season and then have a 20-point triple-double in their first game back. Excited. We're excited to see Olivia Miles back. We thought we were going to see her last year with Hannah Hidalgo. Now we get to see her. And I don't know. This is the duo we wanted to see. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, we were looking forward all summer to see this. So it's good to see that she's back and she's really not skipping a beat. So yeah, excited to see how Notre Dame does.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. But okay, let's get straight into the week 1 recap. So like I said in the beginning of the video, we cover AP top 25 matchups and any upsets that happen to the AP top 25 ranked teams. So first off, I know this is outside of what I just described, but I wanted to highlight a player because their team is not ranked, nor did they upset an AP top 25 team, but it's South Carolina defeating Michigan 68-62. It's SYLA Swords, the freshman of Michigan. She led them with 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 assists. And then she followed up in her second games against Lehigh. Is it Lehigh? Did I say that right? The college?
Lehigh College, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. I feel like she wasn't too much talked about coming in with a freshman class of just like, overall freshman, right? And she's just showing out, and I feel like I wanted to put a spotlight on her, just to say, yes, we know who she is. We appreciate it, and I'm excited to see how she helps Michigan. I know they lost to South Carolina, and they start off 1-1 in the season, but I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan can crack that top 25 in the next coming weeks if they keep it up, right? Okay, but let's really start off this week 1 recap with UCLA ranked 5 defeating Louisville ranked 17, 66-59. Kiki Rice did injure her shoulder at practice and is considered day-to-day, so they were without her. But top performers, we have Lauren Betts, 18 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Tamia Gardner, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. And then Tajiana Roberts for Louisville, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. This was a good game. I think I was more impressed by Louisville just because, they're ranked 17. You don't have that too many expectations going against a UCLA ranked at 5. But without Kiki Rice, I mean, Louisville really surprised me. Like I said, Tajana Roberts, Dalia Williams definitely held it down for Louisville. Super surprised. And because, we always talk about Cochran and like we're like always
Mm-hmm.
impressed with her and what she does. But these two guards, I mean, they were bringing it. I just feel like they're pretty tough. And then on the other side, UCLA, they have a good freshman. I mean, she caught my eye. Nothing like crazy in the stat lines, but Alina Arensalo, she looked pretty solid. She got the start. Um, but yeah, I mean, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I'm glad to see Tamia Gardner have a good
Mm-hmm.
game. Because I feel like um them picking her up, we were questioning how she would fit in.
Yeah.
But I think that that shows that she can fit in. She adds depth to their roster, and she spreads the court.
Yep. I
The
agree.
fact that she can shoot that three and she was getting it done. I mean, yeah, Louisville's not an easy team either. I mean, I feel like a lot of their games, they're going to be in it no matter what,
Yeah.
all the way to the end. So
I agree. I feel like Louisville always has a solid team, and this year
yeah.
they're going to have another solid team. They're going to keep themselves in the games. They kept it close here with UCLA. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more excited to see when Kiki Rice comes back, how everything goes, and the starting lineup. But Tamia Gardner, definitely great pickup. We talked about it in the
Yeah.
preseason. She just adds another 3-point threat, and she's a big. So I mean, she stretches the floor for them.
And I say give Louisville some time.
Yeah.
We were excited to see Arenas
Mm-hmm.
play, but with her, I saw that she had some good looks. She just wasn't knocking it down. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first collegiate game, you give it some time
Yeah.
for some of the freshmen to really see them, get in the gel of it. It's different. College is different than high school, so I
Yeah.
think just give it a couple more games, and I mean, we can be looking at another a different Louisville
Yeah.
game.
Agrees. USC 3 defeats Ole Miss, ranked 20, 68-66. Talk about a close game. Talk about Ole Miss defense keeping them in this game. And a couple hiccups for USC. I was discussing this with you, I believe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
young recruiting class. They
Mm-hmm.
got factored in. I think there's going to be growing pains because they're so young. You got your transfers continuing to try to gel. One thing I've seen from USC, it's just my personal opinion. I think they're missing Padilla. Not saying that like she was a
Mm-hmm.
scoring factor, but a point guard helps a team. And
Mm-hmm.
like a true point guard. Von Hoffen was bringing up the ball, but I didn't really like the look. I don't even
Mm-hmm.
think she was a point guard at Oregon State, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. So I don't know. I think they're gonna work that out. Like I said, it's gonna be growing pains. You gotta gel. But Juju led them with 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 5 blocks. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki Iria. Okay. You're supposed to pronounce it. I'm gonna mess it up. It's not Iriafen. Oh my gosh.
It's
Look it
not
up.
Erie often.
No, she corrected it on this broadcast. She corrected them. Um,
Uh,
I'm gonna need you to look it up. But she had 22 points, 13 rebounds. KK Deans for Ole Miss, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And I'll give it to KK Dean. She kept them in clutch three
uh-huh.
pointers towards the end of the game. Even though they're not a notoriously 3-point shooting team, those kinds of things, their defense rolling over to affecting their offense positively, hitting those
Uh-huh.
clutch threes is what's going to win them those close games. I know they lost this one, but I mean, no one really expected them to even be this
They
close
put
to
up a good
USC.
fight though,
They did.
all
I
the way
agree
to
with
the
you.
end. I mean, we were nervous there. We
I
thought
know.
USC wasn't going to be able to pull it off.
It was not
They had,
fun watching USC.
yeah, they had momentum at the end. So
Yeah. And like I feel like we were all excited about USC and this was not too exciting.
yeah,
But like I said, growing pains, they'll get it together. They have the talent. Give them a couple
yeah.
games.
Kennedy
Her,
Smith looked good.
yeah.
She has some good looks. She's able to rebound the ball and push it too, which is nice.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, there were some bright spots, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois, first upset of the year. We have Illinois upsetting Florida State, ranked number 19, 83-74. And yes, I know. I know. We talked up Florida State,
Mm-hmm.
wondering why they're ranked so low, and now we know. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. For Illinois, we had Adelia McKenzie, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Makaira Cook, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. 2 steals. For Florida State, we had Tania Latson, 27 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, and Michaela Timpson, 22 points, 14 rebounds. Illinois, I mean, their whole collective team just contributed to this game. They had 4 players in double digits, while Florida State only had 3. Illinois shot 31 free throw attempts versus Florida State's 12 free throw attempts, and Florida State was in complete foul trouble. 25 fouls versus Illinois' 14 fouls. Yeah, Florida State. This happens every year. I stick up for a team that I think's been disrespected, and then they show us why they were talked about in that way, and I feel bad, but I feel like I always stick up for Florida State. So does Brooke. I feel like Brooke would have the same opinion, but I mean, what do you think? Just a little bump in the road?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch this one. But looking at the stats and stuff, I mean, they're still leaning on the same people, Latson, Gordon, and Timpson. They're putting up a lot of minutes. So I feel like they need more contribution from their bench.
It's the ancillary players.
Yeah.
They lacked in that game. Like, looking at the box score, there was no help. It was the 3 of them, like always. But it always comes down to them 3, you know?
Yeah.
And that's going to be their biggest hurdle this year. Who's going to step up, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, those 3 are good, though. Don't get me wrong. They can hit, but, if they are playing this high minutes and having to do it all themselves, it's going to be hard. And maybe that's why they got ranked where they got ranked. So
agreed. Over to the next upset. We have a couple upsets here. Harvard upsets Indiana, ranked 25, 72-68. And I'm not surprised by this one. Indiana struggled in the tournament last year. And losing Mackenzie Holmes wasn't going to make anything better, right? Top performers for Harvard, Harmony Turner, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 6 6 steals. Elena Rodriguez, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And for Indiana, we have Lily Meister, 20 points, 15 rebounds. Double-double. Indiana, they shot 16% from the 3-point. Harvard shot 22%. Indiana, 38 free throw attempts. But they still lost. That's crazy. Harvard only shot 16 free throw attempts. And then Indiana, 27 turnovers. And this is where it killed them because Harvard capitalized, scoring 32 points off those turnovers.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Turnovers kill you.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. Turnovers will kill you. Will lose the game, especially when the opponent can capitalize on those turnovers. I'm not surprised. I was surprised Indiana was ranked in the top 25. I mean, I don't know if you thought that or if they're disrespecting from, returning players. What do you think?
I think the returning players, and I mean, who's on the bubble that could really knock them out? I mean, the bottom, like, I would say like the bottom, like 4 or 5 are going to interchange throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
I think they just thought that Indiana wouldn't lose to Harvard this soon. You know what I mean?
Probably not, right?
I think they would have looked at this and said, "Oh, they're not gonna." They looked at the first couple games and they're like, "Oh, they probably won't take a L till maybe they play Stanford or So
not even Stanford, not even ranked.
I know. I'm trying to look at their games, and I mean, honestly, you wouldn't have expected them to lose so early on.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it happens, right?
Yeah.
Over to our next upset. South Dakota upsets Creighton, ranked 21, 76-71. For me, Creighton's always ranked in the top 25. They're just sleepers. They just stay in the bubble right there. South Dakota's surprising me, though. Top performers for South Dakota, Brooklyn Mayer, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Madison, without, oh my God. I'm going to need you to say that. Mouthowitz?
Mouthowitz.
No, you messed that up. 13 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Lauren Jensen for Creighton led them with 23 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Another a tough score for Creighton. But South Dakota, 24 free throw attempts versus Creighton's 11 free throw attempts. South Dakota, 41 rebounds compared to Creighton's 28 rebounds. And they're relatively similar for 3-point percentage, but I mean, Creighton always takes a couple hard losses, but they're always there. They're always that one in the tournament for me. I'll pick as an upset because somehow they're shooters. They just make it happen and then they fall into the next round. I mean, that's how I always view them every year. Nothing they're gonna do that's crazy. Um, but I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, when the tournament comes, Creighton somehow squeezes their way
I
in there
know.
every
They
year.
always do it.
And and that's the same for the girls and the guys, man. It's just
Yeah,
something
huh?
in that Creighton water, I swear. But yeah, I mean, again, like I didn't really watch this game. But you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens if Creighton can stick with their ranking. But yeah.
I think you're right. The top four, bottom four. I mean,
Yeah,
the
4 or 5,
21 to
yeah.
25. We're gonna see a lot of switches.
We're
Um,
gonna every week we're gonna be
it's
saying
gonna
who
be
fell out and who's in.
yeah, exactly. We do go over that. We do cover it. Who's in, who's out, who moved
Hmm.
up, who went down. Um, just this week, it was all. There's no change yet. Week
Yeah.
two recap. We'll have it. The last episode of the week. So far, we are recording a little early. There is a night game. I think it's Oregon and someone ranked. But hopefully they don't upset them. Maryland 18 upsets Duke ranked 11, 85 to 80. Megan, you watched this game. Your
Yeah.
Terpins won, beat a ranked opponent this early in the season.
I know. Shocker.
Go Terps. What do you think? How was the
I mean, this
game?
one's tough because
Break it down.
I'm a big Duke fan, girls and guys. But of course, Maryland's my home team. So,
Yeah.
I always got love for them. But this game, I'm not going to lie, this game was rough.
Yeah.
Maryland, they did have, I would say majority of the game. I don't think Duke ever got the lead one time in this game.
Uh-huh.
Um, so right off the gate, I feel like Maryland played with a lot of energy. Sellers did get in early foul trouble, which was like, ooh, like I mean, she sat the bench quite a bit in the first half.
Yeah.
Um, but the other players Maryland played with hustle. They were just knocking down shots. Honestly, it was a run and gun game. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
they were just down back and forth, like miss layup, and then they're already off to the races the other way to try to
Yeah.
get a layup.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of like slow set plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope, that's not the vision that we're going to see from Maryland because we saw that last year where it was
Mm-hmm.
just run and gun, give the ball to Sellers, try to make her, make a play.
Yeah.
On the Duke side, though, this was a tough loss for them because honestly, in the beginning, especially the first half,
Yeah.
they had looks to the baskets. Like they were easily driving and getting to the hoop
Mm-hmm.
and could not finish. Their
Yeah.
touch was just like horrible.
Yeah.
It was a lot of times it was hitting hard off the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I said, they were getting there. Toby, that freshman,
Yeah.
she's gonna be good. I
Yeah.
saw some
I
really
saw
good
some good
stuff
plays
from
from her
her.
too. I agree.
I think, there's room for her to get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, she's gonna be good for them.
Yeah. No, I agree. Top performers for Maryland, we have Kayleen Smickle, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Cheyenne Sellers, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And then Toby Fournier, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks for Duke. I agree. I saw some highlights of her. She's tough. It's going to be good
Uh-huh.
for Duke. But yeah, last game of the week. South Carolina ranked number 1, defeating NC State ranked 9, 71 to 57. There was an announcement that Chloe Kitts was not available due to academic policy issue, but it was not going to affect her for the next game. It was just a one-game thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to speculate too much on it. I don't think it was that big of a deal. It just says academic policy issue. Doesn't sound like she's failing or anything. I don't know. A lot of rumors on social media trying to make it negative, but she'll be back next game. Top performers for South Carolina, Tina Pow, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Malaysia for Wiley, 18 points, 3 rebounds. And Zam Jones, the freshman for NC State, led them with 16 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. When we did the preseason, when we were talking about it, I was like, watch out for Zam. She's
Yeah.
going to be good for them. And I mean, they already have Sanaya and Isaiah.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised she squeezed her way in there and was, the leading scorer. I really am. But I mean, the things I noticed were South Carolina in the paint. They had 50 points in the paint versus North Dakota. Okay, I'm just having a hard time today. NC State 30
Yeah.
points in the paint. South Carolina had 40 rebounds versus NC State's 25 rebounds. Um, these numbers just stick out to me the most. Why the score was the way it was. I know you watched, some of the game in and out. I mean, do you have anything else to add on it?
Yeah, Sanaya Rivers just wasn't herself. You could just see it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was 1 for 7, 0 for 1 from the three.
Mm-hmm.
She just didn't have that drive. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what was going on with her. It didn't look like her normal game, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. But still had their spurts of looking good.
Yeah.
Um, Isaiah James, I mean, she was still out there doing her little fancy moves. I swear she does these handle moves and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you don't want to get caught up getting
Yeah.
crossed by her. But
Yeah.
I'm not concerned, right? I think that, NC State it was a bad game today,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think they're going to turn it around. I look at them last year and they were like that. They weren't super consistent. They had these games where it was
Mm-hmm.
like, what? And
Mm-hmm.
then the next game, they're blowing the team out the water.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
not too concerned. I know they'll bounce back. South Carolina is a hard team to face, like right off the rip.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
For real. No, I agree with
yeah.
you. I mean, this is a hard challenge for NC State so early in the
Mm-hmm.
season with new pieces. Like we said, they lost Mimi Collins. Um, and, they lost two of their bigs, actually. So, I mean, it's something they
Yeah.
have to adjust to. And last year, no one was talking about NC State making it to Final Four. And they carved their path right to the Final Four, just dominating. So, I mean, yeah, we'll have to just keep an eye on them. They'll float through the top 25. Um, but yeah, that is our recap, guys. Very brief. When we get in the thick of the season and things start getting wild, and then we talk about more of the top 25 and how it's going to change and our predictions, it's going to be great. This was a welcome back. A little taste of the rest of the year. Jumping in from the WNBA till now. I know my terminology is so off. I'm talking about playoffs, but it's really, it's really the tournament. We talk about the tournament, not playoffs. I've been listening to myself like, girl, this is not WNBA anymore. Like, we got
Yeah.
to change it around. There's certain things that are different, right? But thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know if we missed anyone. I really did want to highlight some freshmen. Especially I think Michigan's they're gonna crack that top 25. They need a big statement win, but I
Uh-huh.
like it. Little sleeper. I like the action. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys' support. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're here for weekly recaps every week for NCAA women's college basketball. But like I said, we'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.